Alright guys, we're talking about checking kicks and returning. Very important when I check the outside low kick that I turn my hip out on a 45-degree angle. Out on a 45-degree angle and then back where you pick your foot up from. Alright, if I check correctly, I'll be able to stop from dead in the stance. If I bring my leg up straight, you're just going to kick that leg out. It's a weak position. If I bring my foot up too high, you're just going to kick both legs out. Alright? Big trouble, so timing is important. I'm going to try to get the top 3 inches of my shin with the bottom 3 inches of Serhiy's shin. Good. This gives me the opportunity to defend myself while holding my ground and give me the ability to come back with a counter of my own.
Starting, one leg in front, one leg behind, partners on the hips, controlling the shins. Laterally stepping to the side, I push down, underneath for a scoop grip. As I step across, sit on my partner's hip. My partner goes to figure 4. I'm getting my outside hand underneath to replace so I can pull my right hand out to be my balance. My feet are on the outside of my partner's hip. I'm gonna take my free hand here. I'm diving for my partner's ankle with my elbow. Okay, once I'm underneath, I'm flaring my elbow to bring it up. I'm gonna let go and try to find my pinky line to his pinky toe line. I'm gonna pull his big toe right to his tailbone, reach underneath, and support my figure 4. I can look for the break here, and then he's gonna push my elbow off, dig my elbow through, pinch it in, bring my knee to the floor as I start to extend my hip back. Okay, so we're looking for our 2-on-1 down grip. Thumbs in opposing direction. My partner goes to disengage our grip. I go to break, clear through my partner's thumb line, grab. I tuck my elbows. He goes to try to retain his grip. I slide myself in, tuck my hand over top. I'm not actually grabbing his hand. I'm ducking my pinky line in, grab the back of his neck, trying to hold his posture. When I feel him scoop up, I suck myself back under, bang, and I kick. Drive my partner over for a nice position on top. Same grip setup, this time our partner doesn't pull back, so then we're gonna set up a triangle. 2-on-1 down grip, boom, I clear. This time my partner doesn't pull. Opposite leg pushes his knee out, so his hand plants, foot on the hip. As I fall back, I lift my knee up, grab. I'm trying to bite the back of my knee on his neck, grab my shin so I can adjust, cover his shoulder, and look for my finish. Jiu-jitsu ball, stability warm-up, cool down. You can do before class, after class, at home watching TV. You have a partner, don't have a partner, right here. This is all we need, okay? I'm cutting my hip to the side, make a figure 4 on the side of the ball, and I have to let the ball roll back, and I just bring myself back on top. Make a triangle on the other side, legs roll back out. Okay, technique Tuesday here, working our armbar from mount. We're isolating one, looking for a grip on the wrist. So we're passing it across even if our partner is pushing. Looking to thread underneath as I'm bending his arm, clamping onto the tricep, passing it across my center line. My chest is blocking his tricep, stepping my knee up by his ear. I'm switching positions, sliding my other foot around under his armpit for my S mount. Push up as I lean on his stomach, and rock myself straight back. As I come underneath his wrist, I flare my elbows, heel towards its head, and back around. I need to make sure to have active toes here on the floor. I don't want to be on my shoelace sitting down. I need to make sure I'm pushing onto my partner, and I want to step over his head before my butt falls back onto the floor.
am Serhiy City, and this is Technique Tuesday here. I'm the boxing coach at Burlington Training Center. So we're gonna work 2 counters off the jab. So the first counter, guys, I'm gonna throw my jab, my partner's gonna throw the overhand right. These are gonna be touch and go counters, meaning they're quick. So as I throw that jab, my partner throws the overhand, I'm coming back with the uppercut, left hook, right hand. Okay, as I sit on that overhand, I'm cupping the back of my head. I got a quick second to land that right uppercut, left hook, right hand. I'm trying to catch them off balance. Okay, so one more time, I throw that jab, and I let that combo go. Combo 2, guys. I'm gonna throw my jab, my partner's gonna return with the left hook. Again, the left hook comes, I'm blocking, and I'm letting that right hand go first. I'm trying to chase that left hook back to your face. Cross, hook, cross. So as that jab comes, the left hook comes back, I fire that right hand, left hook, right hand.
Technique Tuesday here is one of my favorite triangles from guard. Control my partner's posture, I'm shrimping out to get my shin into his bicep, chopping down as I pull onto his neck, putting pressure with the inside of my thigh, trying to get a reaction from my partner where I can pop myself back up and over. I don't want it on my foot. I'm gonna press myself through so I feel my shin, and then I can lift over top, pass to catch. Once I'm here, I'll lift my hip to pass over, back to my shin, underneath to my elbow. Make sure I'm on my partner's shoulders as I bring him back down. Technique Tuesday, it's like a no-gi spider guard, side control, guard retention / attack position. I find sometimes if I can't be shrimping out, I'm gonna start to frame my partner's bicep and I shrimp in to clear my knee line, hook my partner's wrist, foot comes down so I can shrimp my hip back out, I'll flare my shin back in, go foot to foot so I press my partner's head down to my hip so I can step over, flick to lock, I'll pull here on his tricep and I have the finish right here. Keeping this high on top, slide down to his tricep, I'll start to turn and shrimp. I can attack his one arm right here, tuck my shoulder, we roll right back over, come on top, sit up, and come through.
Today's Technique Tuesday. So we're gonna try 3 different variations off a double jab cross. So everybody always tries to go too fancy, too advanced when they spar. Keeping it simple is keeping it safe. So I'm gonna show you 3 different variations off a very simple combo, double jab cross. So first combo, double jab cross. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we're gonna set up 3 different ways. First way, we're gonna go head body jab. So I'm gonna throw the jab to the head, I'm gonna level change, take the jab to the body. From here, guys, firing that right hand up high. 1, 2, right hand. Option 2, guys, I'm gonna slip off my first jab. So I'm gonna throw that same jab, I'm just gonna put my head offline. Jab, come back on, 1, 2. So I'm slipping the first jab, coming back, 1, 2. Last variation, guys, we're gonna slip off the second jab, okay? So I'm just putting my head in different spots, even though it's the exact same combo. So I throw the jab, I slip jab, and then I fire that right hand. 1, 2, 3. Try it on the bag first, guys, get the reps in, and then you can try it on sparring.
Technique Tuesday, we're gonna do a technique that we've kind of been working to set up, a step over choke, or kind of like an inverted triangle, depending on how our partner reacts. We had a lot of success in the last grappling industry, so just go over this right here. So boom, say we have a nice side control. We're starting to set up our cross face, so I get my thumb in the far side of my partner's lapel. I'm gonna kind of slide back to either mid-rib, or I like to come back to around my partner's hip. I'm gonna press, and I'm gonna jump up to my knee on belly. But when I go knee on belly, I'm gonna try to be super shallow on my partner's hip, something that he kind of doesn't respect, to get him to shrimp off. As soon as I feel him shrimp, I'm pulling as I turn to throw over top, whipping my bottom leg under, head comes down for my tap. Technique Tuesday, we're doing a single leg defense, kind of like a roll through Kimura. So boom, goes in for the single, pass to the outside. We're threading over top, I'm jumping to square, kick, break as my partner turns in. I'm rolling over top, catching him as he gets to his knees, putting my foot on the hip to maintain the distance. If he's still holding his hands to protect, I can push to try to break, or I'll thread my foot underneath. I pull everything into my chest, turning my knees over top here, can come back over, or we can flip to break the grip and turn ourselves back. Technique Tuesday, just a little armbar here. I've been finding a little bit trouble keeping his elbow line in. So I've been hugging the neck after we bring his elbow into our center line. And when I shrimp myself back a little bit, I'm just trying to throw my thigh up over top of my partner's shoulder. When I'm here, I start to turn my knees to the side as I have the space to come here. Okay, I find if I reach in, sees it hit his arm forward and get my tap, or if the arm starts to come through, press ourselves back through to catch. I feel him posturing up, I press his head away, come over, switch my hip, and then cross my feet, helping assist with that pressure. Once I feel I get my seat belt, take my leg out, and I start to slide my hip back away, still holding. I'm gonna bite in, and then here for my position, okay? Have a little bit more mobility to rotate, to get my finish, or be able to hook my partner in various ways when I go back through. So Technique Tuesday, we're working out of side control on bottom here. It's got a lot of top pressure crushing my face, so I have to make sure I move my lower body. So I'm planting my foot, I'm gonna swivel and kick my hip out, and I swing my knee back in. I'm trying to rest it on top of my forearm. Now instead of bringing our leg over top or trying to find any place, I'm gonna try to dig the inside and peel his foot out. I'm gonna lock up a nice gable grip, and I simultaneously push his hip away to try to extend his lower and upper body, okay? When I feel my left foot drop over here, I curl my toes up to hug his thigh, and look, I pull him up. Hand comes over to block, and I transfer my partner back up to secure a nice mount.
Hi guys, Coach Scott here, Coach Haley. BTC breakdown, Technique Tuesday. We're gonna talk about using the inside low kick to break your partner's base, and then we're gonna go over some attacks that you can use once you have broken down that base, all right? I'm not usually a huge fan of the inside low kick because if you're not taking your body offline, it's an easy strike to kind of counter off of. So that's why if you use it effectively, it can become a very, very good tool, but it can also kind of put you in a bad spot if you're lazy with that kick, all right? So we're gonna talk a little bit about that right now. So now here's the problem with the inside low kick. If I do nothing with my feet when I throw this kick, I'm standing right in line for Haley's right hand. If I'm just lazy here, she's gonna fire that right hand down the line. There's nothing really taking my head offline. So option number one, when I throw this kick, I'm stepping my rear leg offline, and I can do that by either walking out or switching my feet, okay? Now, if I have an opponent who's being particularly aggressive or heavy on that lead leg, I might have an opportunity to completely break down my opponent's posture, or sort of get her to change levels. Then I'm here, I can throw this kick and actually can completely break her base. All right, this is good because it'll stop her forward momentum and it gives me the opportunity to set up like a plethora of attacks. Now, every once in a while, you'll get such a good kind of, such a good breakdown of your opponent's posture. It's almost like kicking a leg off a chair. Like that chair is gonna tumble. So every once in a while, you'll be able to get your opponent to really, really go down on their hands and knees. And in MMA, this becomes a very, very valuable scenario. And we're gonna talk about why in just a second. Good. So obviously, if you want to transition this into a grappling scenario, we have a ton of different options available, whether you want to attack a front headlock, attack some sort of a choke, move to the back, or sort of initiate some sort of grappling scenario. Keep in mind that if her hands go all the way down, you got to be careful with the knees because she's considered a downed opponent. Good. Obviously from here, I have lots of options. I can go to the back. I can start to attack a front headlock. I just prefer to immediately attack the neck. I'm gonna come under, and I'm gonna use my forearm to sort of lift her up before I even take my outside grip. From here, I turn her onto the cage, and I go for my sort of Marcelo Garcia high elbow guillotine. I come up and I hip in, all right? This is a fantastic choke, but if it's not enough, I'm really gonna drop my rear elbow, and I'm just gonna force my hand in, all right? Sort of like John Jones did to Lyoto Machida. And I'm gonna force my hips in and raise up and get the tap, all right? So this is a good way to use sort of really good Muay Thai technique with some grappling technique, and that's how we put it all together in MMA.
Seems to have the faster reaction time.
Nice. Great choice.
Looking for the choke.
You go high elbow here if you can.
And there's
got
the
him.
tap. Hudson taking advantage of the exhausted Adam Hazelton.
Nice guillotine win by Scott Hudson there.
Hey guys, I'm gonna show you a really simple ankle pick off of an arm tie. When we're doing our arm tie, we gotta remember two things. We gotta be pulling this wrist back, and we gotta be making a fist and winding our own fist back. So I'm grasping his wrist, I'm weaving my arm through, I'm shooting this arm deep, and now I'm winding back. This puts a lot of tension onto his arm, okay? The mistake everyone makes is they try and flick the ankle up from here, but it's not gonna work because his weight is evenly distributed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lean on him. As I lean on him, all of his weight's on his back leg. Now I'm just gonna flick his ankle up and catch it. You can finish any way you want from here. I like to grasp the hip, and now I'm just gonna elevate this leg as I wind the hip back. I'd be fighting off of a 2-on-1, and I'd be arm dragging, and I'd be getting behind, and if they're fighting hard to square me off, then I'm going for my arm tie.
Getting your double overs, putting my head to one side so my shoulder can go on his belly, my legs go to the opposite side. I run back, either trying to table my partner's legs, or get my weave to force that back exposure, and we can look ourselves back.
Alive, I keep it persistent, you know I ain't lying. I bury myself in my books and my rhymes. I'm giving you stories I've seen in my life. I'm breaking it down, you can call me the guy. I get this shit popping like Chi-Town. I get this shit burning like hot sauce. Disturbing the piece, it's the outcome. It's the vibes, you feeling the outcome? Yeah.
So if Scotty gives me a left hook to the head, I'm gonna brace, I'm gonna block, and I'm gonna let the right hand, left hook, right hand go. Okay, so 3 quick punches. That first cross has to come off fast, okay? Because as soon as he lets that hook go, I want to let that right hand go before he gets back to his stance. So as soon as he throws that hook, I let those 3 punches go. Same thing with the left hook to the body. I'm gonna block, uppercut, hook, cross. So now off this side, we got 2 hooks. This side, guys, we got 2 punches. We're gonna deal with the overhand. We're gonna block. We're gonna let the uppercut, left hook, right hand go. Then he's gonna like put that right hook to the body. I'm gonna block. I'm gonna let 4 punches go. Uppercut, cross, hook, cross. Always ending off with that right hand, right? So the only punch in this series here that has 4 punches is that right to the body. Other than that, everything is 3 punches, and it's always ending with that cross.
Coach Scott here, Coach Serhiy. Today we're going to be talking about properly blocking kicks to the body. You see this all the time where you're better than me, under my arm, we don't want to start taking damage to the ribs. So how we do this, we take our knuckles, we put them in our temple, we take our elbows, we bring it into our rib cage, our outside hand comes over to support, and if you're going against somebody of the same stance and this rear kick to the body comes, I'm going to turn into the kick. Good. This way I'm not taking the brunt of the kick off of one point of contact, either my ribs or my forearms or something like that. I'm getting both my arms up, keeping it tight into my body, so that way I have the ability to counter back if I need to. On the other side, right knuckles in the temple, elbow into the rib cage, your outside hand comes over to support. Because we're orthodox against orthodox, and pretty much in my stance, I kind of just gotta hold my ground. If we're gonna lose my balance, I can step out a little bit.
Coach Serhiy here with Coach Scott. We're gonna do a little technique Tuesday. So we're gonna talk about 3 different interceptions off a straight punch. They're probably one of the trickier things to learn, but once you get it down, it's a very effective tool. So he's gonna throw his jab, I'm gonna slip, and I'm gonna let my jab out, okay guys? So I'm gonna get my head offline while throwing my punch. Scotty's keeping his head in the center line, I'm putting my head offline. Again, one more time. Just getting off by an inch, guys. Now, I'm gonna go the other way, okay? So I'm gonna look for that overhand. Maybe Scotty's slow with that left hand down, or he's exposing his chin when he throws his jab, okay? I'm gonna try to counter over top of the jab now. So as he throws his jab, guys, I'm stepping over top and landing that overhand, right? I'm stepping off to the side like I'm throwing a slip, right? So my feet are stepping out, I'm landing in my stance, and I'm pulling that shoulder. When I land, I'm on balance. I can let go of any single punch I want off that left side if I need to. The third one's gonna be his right hand, guys. So here, again, it's gonna be that same movement, but I'm gonna throw my straight right down the middle. A little trick I do here, guys, is to get my feet a little bit offline, okay? So as I step out here, he throws that cross, I'm gonna step my feet a little bit offline. So he throws that cross. From the beginning, he throws his jab, he throws his right hand. Right, just getting a little bit out of the way, but landing that hard punch as he steps in.
All right guys, Coach Scott here, Coach Serhiy, Technique Tuesday. Last week we talked about blocking using our 2-on-1 defense to block kicks to the body. This week we're just gonna work a little bit of a counter off that. So off of Serhiy's rear kick to the body, I'm gonna turn into this kick and block, hook, cross, inside low kick. Guys, off the lead kick to the body, again, 2-on-1, I'm gonna fire my cross right down the middle. It's really important on this drill to hold your ground. All right guys, Coach Scott here, Coach Serhiy, Technique Tuesday. We're gonna do a continuation off the original block and our counter that we did last week. And we're just gonna go straight from our 2-on-1 block to an inside and outside low kick to my opponent's base leg. All right, this is good because I have the ability to hit my opponent while he's on one leg.
Hey guys, it's Coach Nick here. I want to show you a really simple, really effective setup for a double leg. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot it off with my underhook. So I'm going to reach for a collar tie with my lead hand. I'm going to snap it down and I'm going to dig my underhook really hard. I want to make sure my elbow isn't collapsed in, and I want to be applying pressure with my head. I'm nice and wide. I'm going to drop, I'm going to pull, step, get deep inside. Then I'm going to step across, look where I want to go and finish.
Hey guys, Coach Serhiy here with Coach Scotty. We're gonna do a little bit of a Technique Tuesday. So we're just gonna add in a little detail as we roll our punches, okay? So we're gonna add in a little body shot that's, it's a good bang for your buck, okay? So we're gonna deal with the left hook first, right? Everything's gonna remain the same. I'm gonna bend my legs, I'm gonna take a little bit of a step out, I'm gonna roll my shoulders. As that hook comes though, guys, I'm gonna extend my left hand, and I'm gonna dig. Okay, what I'm trying to do, guys, is let him commit to that left hook and expose his rib cage, right? He's gonna open that rib cage out. As he does that, my knuckles are just gonna dig out, right? So a little bit faster. I'm not making this an arm punch, guys, so I'm not using my arm and trying to kill this, right? This comes with my hips and my body with the roll. If I miss this, if I throw this and I miss, it doesn't matter, I can still get to my next punch, right? So just a little bit of an adjustment. Try to use your top two knuckles, guys, and dig out, like you're trying to dig those ribs out. He throws that hook, dig. Same thing on the other side. He's gonna throw that overhand, guys. I'm gonna bend my legs, right? I'm looking for him to commit. Now his ribs are exposed, right? He throws that overhand, I can dig right out, right back to my stance. Back to my stance.
Yeah. All right, guys, instead of blocking with your arms, I also have the ability to check with my legs or block the kick with my legs. Very important detail here, guys. When I block this kick with my knee or my shin, I'm bringing my hip out on a 45-degree angle. If I bring my leg straight up, I'm just gonna bust my leg out and bust up all the soft tissue on the outside. Another detail, guys, is I'm bringing my knee up into my elbow, not my elbow down to my knee. All right, I wanna protect my head first. So he goes right kick to the body. I'm here, nice and strong. Serhiy's the one getting damaged here. Left kick to the body. Turn my knee in on a 45-degree angle. Leg kick.
Hey guys, I want to show you a really simple single leg off of the same setup we just used to set up our double leg. So I'm going to reach for that collar tie, get my underhook, and as I do that, all I'm going to do is I'm going to pull, I'm going to shoot, and I'm going to take my nice high snatch single. I'm going to step back and around with my outside leg, and I'm going to pressure his butt and his head, not butt and his hip, not his knee down. I'm going to reach for my collar tie. I'm going to dig the underhook. I'm applying pressure with my head. I'm going to drop. I'm going to pull, step. I've got my snatch single. I'm attaching his thigh to my chest. I'm going to step back and around with my outside leg and pressure his hip down to the mat. Guys, Coach Nick here. Here's an alternate finish to that single leg we showed you. We're gonna set it up the exact same way. We're getting our collar tie, we're fighting for that underhook. We're dropping under. Let's say we can't finish by stepping back and around. We're gonna step in, we're gonna drive our outside arm deep. We're gonna hit, and we're gonna pop.
Hey guys, Coach Serhiy here with Coach Scotty for Technique Tuesday. Today we're gonna just deal with 3 counters off parrying Scotty's jab, okay, so our opponent's jab. So we're in our stance, okay, we're gonna deal with 3. The first one, guys, we're gonna parry the jab, and we're gonna give a jab back, right? Again, guys, when we parry, it's a small movement of my hand. I can't be trying to drop that hand down. I'm gonna use my wrist. I'm just gonna push that jab down, right? Just trying to change the direction so I get to my punch, right? Change the direction of his punch, land mine. So he throws that jab. First one, I'm gonna jab back, okay? So I'm trying to make this happen right away. As soon as I feel that parry, I'm letting my jab go, okay? So it's jab for jab. The second one, guys, I'm gonna parry over top, okay? So think about skipping a stone. So Scotty's gonna throw that jab. As soon as I feel it, I'm gonna parry, and my right hand's gonna come over top. From there, I'm gonna land another hook cross. So he throws that jab, I'm not reaching for the punch, okay, guys? I'm waiting for it to come to my space here, and as soon as I feel it, that's where my hands go, right? Small movements. The third one, guys, we're gonna step in with the left elbow. Okay, so Scotty's gonna have his hand pad here, guys. Make sure you're wearing elbow pads or you have a partner that you can trust here. right? Because these are dangerous. As he throws that jab, guys, I'm gonna parry down, but I'm also gonna drive my feet in. Okay, so I'm gonna push that hand down a little bit more, drive off my back foot, guys, and take 2 steps in as I step in hard with that left elbow, okay? My entire guard, guys, gets very, very tight, right? I'm going into his elbow range as well. So as soon as I see that parry, I'm driving and stepping. So all 3 now.
Hi guys, Coach Scott, Coach Serhiy here. We're at Burlington Training Center and today we're showing our Technique Tuesday. So today we're gonna work on catching our partner's rear kick to the body, all right? This kick is coming to my left side of my body. So when he throws this kick, my arm comes over top and I make a half circle down to catch it in the crook of my elbow. Okay? A couple things need to happen here in order for this to happen successfully. Number 1, I have to step to my right, all right? If I catch this kick, it means that I have to eat a kick. If I'm doing nothing here, again, I'm just letting him have free reign on my ribs there, and I might catch the kick, but I might also get hurt. So in order to alleviate some of that pressure, I'm gonna step to my right as I catch. Okay. Number 2, guys, I wanna take my fist from my temple, half circle, down to my hip. If I'm lazy with my arm and I catch like that, Serhiy's gonna get wind of it, he's gonna go high next time, and I'm gonna be in trouble. So we're here, half circle and a step. I got a nice tight bite on this leg and I can pull it up and sort of get him off balance a little bit, okay? We're gonna go over a few counters from this position. So number 1, we're just gonna answer back with a low kick. So when I catch this kick, I've got a couple options. I can either just throw right from my hand, but what I like to do is drop my opponent's ankle into my palm so that I have a little bit more mobility and a little bit better grip to come across the outside leg.
All right, so today we're gonna do an armbar from side control on the near side, okay, as you're attacking the far side. Guys are very defensive about this side, so sometimes it's a good idea to attack this side because if he defends this side too much. So from side control, I'm gonna start to go for the far side and just trap it like this, okay? This is how I usually trap it, but before I get to here, I can feel him pushing at my hip and starting to turn to his side, okay? Like really start pushing, like this. Almost like if it's a straight arm, all right? So from here, I'm gonna grab his collar, okay? Try to flatten him out a little bit, okay? And then here, I'm gonna turn my hips this way and bring the side of my thigh right next to his body, just like this, okay? Now you don't wanna stay here too long. From here, I'm gonna still have a hold of this grip. I'm gonna turn and face his head as I bring my shin through, okay? Now pick up his arm, step over, and here. I'm on the side of my hip here, just like this. Okay. Don't lie back like this. Sometimes there's too much space. I like to stay on top. So once again, start trapping this arm. He feels you starting to attack this arm. Cross face, just like this. Bring the hip in and switch to the other side. Pick up the arm, step over.
Technique Tuesday, so we're getting ourselves back into the armbar after we're crossing through here, blocking with our chest, getting that knee up. Once I actually start to swing myself around, I'm feeling my partner locking up nice and tight. I always want to have a little bit of pressure pushing in, so I have active toes here. Sometimes maybe I'm not falling back, or my partner has a very strong defense. So I'm going to be switching my hand in, elbow deep to grab my own thigh, and then I like to weave my partner's thighs. From here, I tuck my foot. I'm bringing my foot behind my partner's face and I'm rolling on my outside elbow or shoulder to bring my partner back over. Okay? Sometimes here somebody's got nice tight hands. I'm just gonna try to walk in, nice 10-finger grip. Start, hold your hands tight. Start to kind of rock your partner onto the side. That helps me jump up to start to sneak myself back underneath. when we're here pinching up, getting my outside arm through so I can leave my partner's leg. And the biggest thing is I get my knee on the inside before I start my rotation to swing myself back. Blocking the hip and pinching ourselves back in.
It's Coach Serhiy here with Coach Scotty here for Technique Tuesday. So today we're just going to work some different head kick variations and combos to get into our head kicks. So the first one we're going to do, guys, we're going to kind of set it up. We're going to set this up using two different weapons. So the first one, we're going to use our jab, okay? We're looking for our partner to parry and try to push that jab down. So we're going to move around, we're going to throw my jab, looking for that parry. My second kind of setup that I do with this is I'll let my left kick go once or twice. I'm going to hit it to the body and get my partner worried that I'm looking for that liver shot. So I throw that switch kick, let that liver shot go in. So again, I got my jab, I got my switch kick. From here, guys, I'm going to do both in the same time. So I'm going to throw my jab as my feet switch. What I'm looking for is that parry with his right hand. All I'm trying to do is sneak that left kick over top of that parry, and now try to get that kick over top of the guard. So as I switch, I throw my jab, and I finish off with the head kick, right? I already got him worried about the liver shot with that left kick. Right, I got him worried about that jab with that parry, so now I'm trying to sneak that kick over top. So a couple more. A big detail here, guys, make sure when we're switching our feet, I'm stepping my right foot outside of Scotty's left foot. Again, I don't want to be in the center line here, right? I'm losing a lot of power, plus anything that he throws out in the middle, my head's there. All right, so as I switch those feet with that jab, I am getting my foot on the outside.
Ooh, body shot. Stepped all the way into that.
Oh, the head kick from Serhiy, and this one is over. My goodness.
Wow.
Whoa, Serhiy head kick KO yet again.
Beautiful, beautiful head kick off the break.
My word.
The second combo we're gonna work. We're gonna use our right hand to set up our right head kick. Okay, so this one I'm gonna set up by throwing a couple right hands to the body, maybe moving around, couple double jabs, setting up that right hand, right, trying to get my opponent's guard down. So once I've done that a couple times, guys, I'm gonna throw that right hand as I step out. So, right, if I'm trying to hit that right hand in the body, I'm stepping in, nice and long, finding my right foot so I can create power. For this one, I'm gonna step my right foot out as I throw that cross. So I'm not trying to land my right hand, right, but I'm trying to make it look like I'm trying to land my right hand. Try to get my opponent's left guard down. As I do that, I'm gonna swing my same side head kick over top. So the footwork is stepping on my jab, stepping out with my right foot now, great distance, great space, and now I'm coming over top of that head kick. Again, setting it up with my right hand to the body, right? Trying to get his guard down with that right hand. And now that second one, I'm stepping out with my right foot. 1, 2, stepping over top. You can do the same thing, the same combo too, guys, with the right hand nice and low to the chin too, right? Still get that parry down. So I don't have to go to the body. I can throw that right hand down to the chin and then double up. One more time. Go to the body. So the third one, guys, we're gonna do it off some rolls, okay? So right, we tend to throw punches off our head movement right off our rolls. This one we're gonna throw a kick, okay? So we're dealing with somebody who's trying to counter punch. The first one I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw my jab. My partner's giving me that overhand right. So I'm gonna throw my jab. I'm doing the same forward, guys. I'm bending my legs and stepping out. But now as that overhand swings, instead of coming back with punches, I'm gonna swing my right kick forward. One more time. I jab, I step out, I open up my hips. And as I bring that right foot with me, I'm just letting that use as a swing. Turn, one, correct? Trying to catch them on the way down there. You can do the same thing off the opposite side. So I can let my right hand go now. My partner's gonna give me the left hook. Again, I'm bending, stepping, getting my outside foot outside his stance, bending my legs, and as that hook comes, swinging and throwing that left kick. One more time.
Guys, Technique Tuesday, we're just gonna work a little bit attacking from our sit-up guard, or like almost like a sit-up sweep or a faux hip bump. So I always want to battle for the inside. I'm controlling my partner's posture. My elbows on the inside. I'm always kind of pulling my knees in, wanting my partner to try to get his posture back. Once I feel him start to push, I have to follow, keeping my hips nice and close. Okay, so when it happens here, I'm battling for the inside, I feel him follow up, I hip up, and I have to bump to get my partner's hand back. From here, I fall back, catching my own leg. Once I'm here and I can start to adjust, pulling my leg up, hiding my partner's shoulder, and we can have our finish right there. Okay, one more time. I'm in nice and close, controlling my partner's posture. I feel him pushing on my hips to sit up. I'm always following, trying to bump. If I see that his hand is a little closer in than his shoulder, it's always easy for me to actually sit up. So when you're bumping, I want to make sure his hand goes behind his shoulder, and then I know we're easy for our entry. I close the loop by holding my shin, and then my secondary leg can work to set everything up. I hip up to pass the arm back over, and I can control for my finish. So Technique Tuesday, we're kind of working our entries in and counters to our entries, but everything kind of started as a reaction drill. My partner puts his hand on my shoulder at first. We're kind of hitting it off as we reach. This hand that hits is our direction hand. Okay, so we go, pull. I'm gonna step in as I pull. I hit his hip, I'm turning my corner. Okay, we face, we touch the other shoulder, 1, 2, step in as I grab. Okay, I wanna make sure it's not a prom picture. I'm not stepping and standing behind, creating no pressure, right? My partner goes to touch, 1, 2 as I step, I wanna make contact, boom! I'm trying to hit to keep my partner's posture broken, okay? So from here, we get a little bit more intense when he starts to grab the actual neck. Now I'm coming on bicycle grip, my shoulder stays up, I'm peeling myself back off, and I press myself back in. So what we're noticing is I'm trying to get my leg, and I'm noticing where I am. If I'm in front, I'm gonna ankle pick with my Omoplata. Okay, so again, I break, I'm in front, I break, or I start to step behind my partner's leg after I break, and I'm here where we start to push in, and we can trip, or anything of the sort. So what we're noticing is here, my partner goes to take my back, he starts pressing, and as soon as I'm starting to feel this, I'm looking to fight my partner's hands, okay? I'm not running away, I'm trying to turn my hip and get his hands right over top of that hip bone. I'm separating together as I push out, okay? I'm not trying from here. I'm gonna push down till I feel that tension stop, and then I can open, okay? My hand is gonna let go as I either come behind, or I'm trying to step my legs behind here to trip my partner back. I just have to be aware that he might go for my neck, so I'm staying small, and I'm clearing my elbow back in, so I can turn my partner, okay? One more time. Pushing towards my hip. I'm breaking, look, stepping behind my partner. I'm not doing it from here, I'm pressing across, bring down. I want to elevate to make sure his shoulders are on the ground and he can't really sit up. And that provides me time to get my elbow. Keep going, Mina. Back in, and then I can weave and bring myself back to somewhere safe. I'm breaking, boom. Step behind, look, I'm pressing myself back. I'm lifting heavy, my elbow goes back, and I can come back through, okay? If we find our partners a little bit closer, we can break. Sometimes I'm stepping this hand behind so I can start to hit. We can trip our partner back down and land in other positions. Okay, so one more time. Mina arm drags. Arm drag. Oh, he comes to the back right away. Pushing the hands to my hip, walking my hip out as I separate. Stepping behind and tripping, leaning back. I'm not here where my partner can sit up and start to manipulate my head. Even if that does start to happen, look, tuck your elbow, bring yourself back through, okay? Okay guys, we're just doing Technique Tuesday, just a butterfly calf slicer. So I'm here, I have my butterfly hook in, looking for my underhook. So I gotta elevate here, and then look, I'm biting myself through to catch. To getting ourselves back in. Okay, one more time. We're here. Start to post. Once I feel him lift, look, I'm trying to slide myself through, and I get a figure 4 right around my leg, in between his calf and knee. I can hook to grab here, and then we start to extend in for the tap. Controlling out a lift. Look, it's like I'm trying to dig. I slide in and catch with my feet. From here, I pull my knees away from me as I'm hooking his hip. And I try to put my knees all the way to the floor. One last time. Elevate as I'm digging through to catch. I'm gonna press my knees away for the tap. Good. Oh, hey there. So we're doing some mount escapes and stuff like that. Sometimes people really like hiding their feet underneath. Someone was obviously bucking, trying to put my partner's hands on the floor. I was trying to kind of step at his feet. So if they're tucked under my butt, I was trying to step at them, and then I'm gonna kick my leg straight. If he keeps trying to tuck it back in, now look, is my knee kind of pushing out. Still have that strong frame on his hip, and I'm gonna go shoelace to lift, and then I switch my hip all the way back out. Ideally, I'm gonna step over so I can peel, and then get myself right back through. Okay, if he starts to follow with that overhook or his whizzer over my arm, we can limp arm. Okay, but what I found I've been going for a lot recently is I'll dive right back under to re-roll, and they'll let go and post on the floor. And then right away, I turn myself back. Okay, I bait them to post, and then I just return. So one more time. Okay, I'm bumping, putting their weight on the floor. I'm trying to step. Look, I get shoelace to shoelace. I can straighten my leg, lift, as I'm switching. Lift, to come back out. I feel him overhook, okay? We can limp arm, come back out. The overhooks, I can actually run myself out, grab his ankle and sit him back down before we block and move. Or the one that I've been liking a lot, we get ourselves in, I peel to get my knee up. As soon as I go to push his knee and re-roll, then he posts on the floor. Right away, I turn back heavy, and I sit back even lower on my partner.
Hi guys, Coach Scott, Coach Serhiy here. We're at Burlington Training Center, and today we're showing our Technique Tuesday. So today we're gonna work on catching our partner's rear kick to the body, all right? Number one, I have to step to my right, all right? If I catch this kick, it means that I have to eat a kick. So in order to alleviate some of that pressure, I'm gonna step to my right as I catch. My fist from my temple, half circle down to my hip. If I'm lazy with my arm, and I catch like that, Serhiy's gonna get wind of it, he's gonna go high next time, and I'm gonna be in trouble. So we're here, half circle and a step. I got a nice tight bite on this leg, and I can pull it up and sort of get him off balance a little bit, okay? We're gonna go over a few counters from this position. So number one, we're just gonna answer back with a low kick. Number two, I'm gonna keep my bite on that catch, drop it into my palm, reach my right hand out, knee to the body. Number three, guys, I'm gonna catch that kick. Again, I can be a little bit more conservative with my grip on my body. I'm gonna step in and throw my knee to his hamstring. The value in hitting somebody in the hamstring in this position is that you can't condition that part of your body. Serhiy's really used to kind of taking damage on that lead leg. It's not gonna bother him as much as you think. But anytime you can get to the hamstring, it's a very, very vulnerable and sensitive part of the body. Hi guys, Coach Scott, Coach Serhiy here. We're at Burlington Training Center, and today we're showing our Technique Tuesday. So today we're gonna work on catching our partner's rear kick to the body, all right? If I catch this kick, it means that I have to eat a kick. I'm gonna step to my right as I catch. My fist from my temple, half circle down to my hip. So we're here, half circle and a step. I got a nice tight bite on this leg, and I can pull it up and sort of get them off balance a little bit. Okay? We're gonna go over a few counters from this position. So number one, we're just gonna answer back with a low kick. Number two, knee to the body. Number three, guys, my knee to his hamstring. Next one, we're gonna catch that kick. I'm gonna switch my grip a little bit, and I'll explain in a second. Pull my opponent into me and throw a horizontal elbow over top. Now, when I drop Serhiy's ankle into my hand, I'm gonna pull it out in front of me. I'm gonna move myself back. It's always easier to move yourself than it is to move another person, right? So I don't wanna try to drag Serhiy's foot across my body. I'm gonna move myself back. It's gonna make it much easier on yourself. Here, outside hand comes on top. All right, if I'm not diligent about that, he's just gonna kick me off. Okay? Give me a target with your hand. Good. Once I take my grip, I'm gonna pull Serhiy into me.
So we're here, boom, Technique Tuesday. So this is kind of like a sequence of attacks from side control. We're trapping the close sidearm and we're threatening the far sidearm. They going for an Americana, getting him to respond, going for a Kimura. Maybe after that starts working a little bit, we trick him with a little sneaky step over choke. We're here in side control, we're attacking the far side Americana. I'm gonna push down, I kind of step my knee in, and I wanna trap my partner's close arm. Okay, I'm still underneath with my cross face, and I press myself forward. Once my head can touch the mat, I'm gonna let go with my left hand, and I always like to come, if he's pushing, I go palm up, and then down to the floor. I secure myself back, walking in, a little bit of a false grip, turn his pinky onto the floor, and I bring that elbow to the hip. We gotta remember, I'm not getting my Americana when his elbow's lined up with his shoulder. I gotta bring his elbow to his hip, and then we're looking, look, he's already ready to tap, and I haven't even started the technique yet. I keep the pinky pinned down, elbow to the hip, and it's my wrists that kind of get that lift. So we're here, boom, Technique Tuesday. So this is kind of like a sequence of attacks from side control. We're trapping the close sidearm and we're threatening the far sidearm. They going for an Americana, getting him to respond, going for a Kimura. Maybe after that starts working a little bit, we trick him with a little sneaky step over choke. I'm gonna push down, I kind of step my knee in. Okay, I'm still underneath with my cross face, and I press myself forward. And then down to the floor. I gotta bring his elbow to his hip, and then we're looking, look, he's already ready to tap, and I haven't even started the technique yet. Times when we're here, I have my Americana, so this is part two. I try to attack, and his arm starts to go straight. Once I start to feel that, I'm gonna cut my partner's shoulder. If you look at my feet, I switch my feet, stepping up, post my hand on the mat, and I lift with a wide elbow, covering his head. If I have a tight elbow, his hand can go to the inside to protect, but when I step up, I go wide elbow, so when he's trying to grab down, it's easy for me to switch, slide up to secure, and come back for our Kimura. When we're here, we've already seen the Americana. Now I'm trapping, staple that close leg. My chest starts to push. Sometimes I might have hit this already and his hand starts to react and I already feel it moving. So I mix, I switch my feet in, okay? My left foot slides to his wrist as my right foot goes in on his bicep. Stepping as I push, wide elbow as I lift, pinching my knee in to cover my partner's head. And look, I go under, then I slide up to secure, pushing back in. So we're here, boom, Technique Tuesday. So this is kind of like a sequence of attacks from side control. We're trapping the close sidearm and we're threatening the far sidearm. They going for an Americana, getting him to respond, going for our Kimura. Maybe after that starts working a little bit, we trick him with a little sneaky step over choke. I'm gonna push down, I kind of step my knee in. Okay, I'm still underneath with my cross face. I gotta bring his elbow to his hip. Look, I go under, then I slide up to secure, pushing back in. So part 3. We've hit the Americana a couple times. Maybe we've hit that Kimura also a few times. So our partner's a little bit of aware. So we're here and we're in side control. Start to push. Look, I'm pushing that down as I step my knee back over. I'm pressing myself. I'm still gonna let go to threaten. He starts to feel this, so he brings his hand back down. Look, I'm switching. I still bring my foot back in, but as I pull up, I grab behind his neck. Okay, I'm not on the far side of his neck, I'm on the close side of his neck. Then as I pull up, my head goes towards my partner's hip, then I step over and hit the floor. Okay, we bring our foot out, and we have our tap. Again, step up, push. I like to threaten. As soon as I feel that hand cross my head, my foot comes in. Look, my head's leaning, so it's hard for him to bring his hand back in. Leaning in, and I want to get the back of my knee right behind his head. My head falls towards his hip, then my right foot is gonna come underneath, cross my feet, and then I can extend. Our partner is pushing, putting the thread underneath as I'm bending his arm, clamping onto the tricep, passing it across my center line. My chest is blocking his tricep, stepping my knee up by his ear. I'm switching positions, sliding my other foot around under his armpit for my S mount. Push up as I lean on his stomach and rock myself straight back. As I come underneath his wrist, I flare my elbows, heel towards its head, and back away. I need to make sure to have active toes here on the floor. I don't want to be on my shoelace sitting down. I need to make sure I'm pushing onto my partner, and I want to step over his head before my butt falls back onto the floor.
Hi guys, Coach Scott here, Technique Tuesday at Burlington Training Center. Today we're working on setting up our wrestling shots off our opponent's jab and our opponent's cross. A lot of the times, you know, Nick's a good wrestler, it's gonna be hard to kind of get to his hips without doing anything to set it up. But what I can do is use his momentum coming forward when he's throwing punches to come up under and then hit the hips. All right, so first we're gonna work sort of a high crotch variation off of Nick's jab. He throws that jab, I change levels, I'm already deep on his hips. I can take my grip and put it there. Now generally in an MMA scenario, I would never shoot to the far hip, but if he's gonna commit that hip on his cross, now it becomes accessible to me and I can get a really good bite on his hips for this double leg.
Oh, nice, beautiful timing. Terrell loaded up on that right hand and Scott changed levels, shot in. His game is effective and it's winning. There's that takedown again.
Just so quick, so sharp. When he sees the opening, Scott Hudson takes it and makes his opponents pay.
Hey guys, Coach Nick here, coming at you with another Technique Tuesday. I just want to show you some common issues people have when finishing double legs and how to finish properly. So the biggest issue people have when they're in on a double leg is they're too far extended, they're too far away. Good takedowns are based on getting your hips underneath theirs. So we want to make sure we're right in close. The other thing is we don't want to have our back arched. We want to have our back rounded. I'm always trying to get elbow deep if I can, and my head is tight up against their side. So to finish, I'm going to look up at the sky, my hips are gonna come forwards just to pick his. I'm gonna rotate around and I'm gonna table his legs to my leg that's planted. As I do that, I'm gonna make sure to drop down onto my shoulder to finish my double leg. I don't wanna drop chest down. This gives him too many options and huge opportunities to escape. So one more time, double leg. I'm gonna make sure my hips are underneath my partner's hips. I'm gonna make sure I don't just have my hands on the backs of the knees, I'm gonna make sure I'm elbow deep. I'm going to finish by looking up at the sky and driving my hips forward. I'm gonna rotate, table his legs on top of my leg, and I'm gonna lead with my shoulder all the way down.